So I'm here with Councillor Mackrory, and we are talking about the proposed closures of some libraries. I mean, there's 5 of them that are proposed to be closed across Chelmsford, 25 across Essex, with another 19, I think it is, more across Essex that are earmarked for closure. Tell me what's going on.
Well, as an opposition councillor, we're diametrically opposed to these closures. We think that libraries fulfil a superb community asset and the joy of reading and literature for children growing up and for older people. Sometimes it's their only outlet, but this morning here at Springfield Library there's been a constant procession of people in and out using the library, and it's wonderful to see.
And Springfield Library, where we are right now, is one of those libraries that is earmarked for closure. But, I mean, when people talk about libraries, they talk about books, but it's not just about books, is it?
No, absolutely. I mean, in this particular library, and it's not unique by any means, we have groups who meet. We have a knitting club, we have a craft club, we have a rhyme and time club, we have mother and toddler groups who come here, we have people who do tutoring. There's a whole range of activities that go on here.
And so why are they talking about closing them? If there's all this stuff going on, why is Essex County Council talking about closing these community hubs?
Well, I'm afraid it all comes down to finance.
Right.
I questioned them about this at the Cabinet meeting when they were talking about they want a library service for the 21st century. I said, why don't you just be honest with us and explain that it is all to do with the cuts to local government funding. They maintain it's not, but I mean it's clear that it is, because within the report they talk about saving £2 million.
Right. So, I mean, obviously, as we said, it's a community hub here, and they are saying that it's not about money, but equally, as you said, they're talking about trying to save money. One of the things I've heard people say is that, well, you know, maybe it could be run more by the community, and maybe that's how we could save the council money. But isn't Springfield Library an example of how it's already got a lot of community involvement in running it? Absolutely.
The staffing here is entirely by volunteers, and they do a wonderful job, and we're indebted to them. They come here and they provide a wonderful service. So from that point of view, the community is very much involved in running the library. It will be just the running costs and the maintenance costs which the County Council is looking to push on to what they describe as the local community, but it can only be the parish councils or the district councils, or in our case in Chelmsford it's the city council, that they're looking to offload the financial responsibility.
So what can people do about it? So there's a public consultation that's going out at the moment. So what can they do? What's the best thing for them to do?
Well, the best thing to do is when they come into the library, they can pick up a card and they will have all the details of how to respond to the consultation. They can go to the County Council's website and they will be directed there to the consultation. They can do it online or they can do it in writing, and all the details are there.
And the Lib Democrats are also running a county-wide petition against the closure of the libraries. I mean, again, it's 25 that they are talking about closing across Essex.
That's right.
I think we originally thought it was 24. It's now, we're talking about 25 plus another 19. So I would really encourage people, as I'm sure you would do, to sign our petition, because the more people that sign it, the more chance we have of making a fuss about it and saying this is not what our community wants, this is not what we need, both here in Chelmsford and across Essex.
Yes, I would agree 100%. I mean, the one thing that I would like to draw out is the fact that within the report they talk about a weighting system which determines the criteria of where the libraries fall. So you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. On the 4s, I'm sorry to say that almost certainly they will be closed unless the parish or the districts pick up the entire running costs and they can provide the volunteers. Tier 3, slightly less of a threat, but nevertheless it's still there. It's got the finance has got to be picked up by someone else, clearly. However, the criteria that they work to talks about the location being 25% of the weighting. And it's quite clear within the report where it states that they're not taking account of future growth. Now here at Springfield we have a potential 10,000 more residents in the next few years coming along, and even more after that. So it's a nonsense not to take account of future growth. The other point to make is that within the weighting system, 22% of people who use libraries are over 60, 23% are children, but the weighting that they give to that is only 5%. Now that to me is flawed weighting, because it does not reflect the usage. If it was a higher weighting, it would push up the categories 3s into 2s and the 4s into 3s.
So it does seem a bit strange where they've chosen those weightings and, you know, assigned those weightings in that way in the first place. It's almost as though they maybe don't want to take into account how much the libraries are being used by those groups.
Well, I agree. It's almost as if they've determined a weighting system to allow them to make the case for closing these category 3s and 4s. And that should not be the way that they look at it. Absolutely
not. So for anybody who's watching this video, please, please, please do sign our petition. The link will be on the bottom of the video. And also, please do fill in the consultation for Essex County Council, and we'll put that link at the bottom as well. Your voice needs to be heard if we're going to make a difference here and stop the closure of these amazing community hubs.